Welcome to the Three Pedals Podcast. Butchered that. No, I didn't, but fuck it. Welcome to the Three Pedals Podcast. I'm Al Richards. We have Ben Jensen and Mike Palumbo today.
What's going on, everybody?
Hey, hello.
Dan's absent again. We're going to do a quick one. Ben and Mike aren't around this weekend, and Mike's not going to be here the following weekend either, so we'll figure that out. So, what do you guys want to get into right away?
Do you have some stuff written down?
Yeah, I got a couple, 2, 3.
This is weird, a little impromptu Monday night recording session.
Right. I know. Release it on Monday, record another one back right away. I don't know. I was thinking about like car manufacturers. Is there a car you wish a manufacturer would remake that they stopped, or a car they made that just wasn't it? Like Prelude, Integra, they came back with, like stuff like that.
We going off of this right now?
Yeah, we can get right into it.
So I'm gonna throw it in a different way. I feel like when Acura they did the NSX again, that version, it's cool for what it is, and I feel this way about a couple different cars, like the Corvette, the new ones. They're sick for what they are. I don't think they should have that name. It's just different. It's not like, especially with the Corvette, it's not a Corvette anymore. If Chevy was like, hey, we want to do a rear engine, like all this stuff, and we're going to name it something completely different, sick. And same NSX, maybe not as much, but like it's bubbly. It almost looks like a Wish.com McLaren. Like it just, it's not an NSX. So brand it differently. Unless they're trying to just get money off the nostalgia or whatever.
They're trying to.
Yeah, so I feel the same way. Like, for example, like not a Ford guy, but Ford killed it with the Bronco.
Yes.
Bringing back like that retro style. They kill it with the Mustang. GM did a good job with the Camaro when they did that.
Yep.
But it's like some of their other nameplates, like the Blazer.
Ruined.
That was a prime opportunity for a Bronco competitor.
Exactly. And
they botched it into just yet another boring crossover SUV that has no heart, no soul, nothing.
What about the Mustang SUV?
Well, that's even worse.
They should have never used that name.
That's garbage.
Yeah, they should have just called it the Mach-E. Like,
exactly.
There had to be no Mustang involved in that. No. And, it's just some of those, like, I'm just trying to think of like some other manufacturers that have brought back old names.
Ford did the Lightning, but it was all electric.
Yeah.
Which, like, I understand the play on words if that's what they were going for, but like the Ford Lightning was the muscle truck.
Well, and not only that,
everything.
But how many Ford dealerships are out there selling supercharged regular cab short bed trucks that are basically they're creating their own Lightnings where Ford, someone should be sitting there being like, oh, look at the books, like we could be making money off of this.
Well, and Ford, but Ford introduced that. They did do a single cab short bed, borderline base model looking, but you could get it with a charger on it, a supercharger on it. Sick, but like they didn't really push it that hard. They said, hey, it's an option if you want to pay all the money, but we're not going to brand it anything. It's going to be an XL. It's going to have borderline crank windows, but you can have it. So I don't get that. Maybe they're trying to bank on the Raptor, saying that that's their thing.
Well, they're Raptoring everything now, too.
Also, Bronco Raptors, so sick.
Yeah.
But it's like the Stellantis, same thing. We were talking downstairs about like how much of a botch job like the EV Charger was when they came out with it. But also think about it like in the past, like the Dart.
Yep.
Dart was kind of cool though, built on an Alpha chassis. That's a whole different topic for a different day. But like the Hornet.
Yep.
Come on.
Why?
Come on.
Stop. But then like Ford did good stuff when this as stupid as it is, the newer Taurus SHO with a little bit of tuning and some other stuff. It's a sick car.
Yeah.
That was like a solid, it was because it was a good throwback to the night. It was that sleeper that just looked slightly different than your regular car, and you weren't necessarily expecting what was under the hood in terms of performance. But
yeah, if you didn't know anything about it, then you wouldn't even think anything.
No, you'd have no idea.
Yep.
But they had the EcoBoost in them, and like I said, a little bit of tuning, a little bit of an intake and an exhaust, and you were making good power.
Easily 400 plus.
Exactly.
It was
in a economy, well, not economy, but an economy sedan, basically.
Actually, more than 400 plus. Those came with 365 out of the box. Yeah.
People were making good power on it.
I got in a car accident with a 98 Contour SVT.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I love those.
Sick.
We were on the highway. Right rear had a donut on it. My buddy was driving. We were going over the Granite Street Bridge, and nowhere. You kind of swing right and then left.
Yeah.
Lost traction. slid, and then just right into the guardrail.
Oh, yep.
Yeah, those were always a treat to see, not in green.
Yes.
It was silver.
Hell yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Fucking first incident with an airbag right in the face.
Oh, I've been lucky enough to never have an airbag deployed.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not good. Yeah.
Wasn't fun.
Yeah. But as far as one I would want to see come back, I don't know if there's one that like sticks out to me that I would say. I mean, like a newer MR2 would be kind of cool. Mm-hmm. Other companies
when
are.
Toyota's doing a lot of weird shit, it would not surprise me.
No, but it's going to have some sort of BMW motor in it, shoved back there.
Or it could be another crossover with another manufacturer.
That's true. Yeah. I think that would be a cool one just because they're not really doing a mid-rear engine setup.
No.
So it could be, I don't know, not a competitor for the Corvette, but something similar.
Something cool.
Chevy's
I mean,
doing.
something different.
Yeah.
Just disappointing to see like Honda just botched the Prelude.
Yep.
That was such an opportunity there. I mean, come on, you already have the Type R drivetrain.
Exactly.
I mean, or even just the 2-liter from the older Accords. Or
I mean, they could still make it a Prelude Type R.
They could.
They could, if they see that model selling a little bit.
Well, considering they've sold like 192 of them or
Yeah, I
something
know,
like
that's
that.
the problem.
But it's also, they did something as dumb as like the newer Civics, that quote hatchback is just like a, whatever, shooting brake. What do they call those? It's just
clown
got, like,
shoe.
Yeah.
Shooting brake.
It's just got like the slanted hatch, like a 240
Lift back.
hatch. Yeah,
lift
exactly.
back.
But like, make a hatchback. It's sick. Like, Subaru did it with the WRX for a couple years and then stopped doing it.
Yep.
Or the STI, whatever. But I feel like people just drop the ball, and it's like you almost want to be like, hire the nobody off the street to help you guys with ideas, because these people that are coming up with them don't actually care about this stuff.
You're talking about Subaru, and think about it. Like you were saying, Toyota doing some cool shit. Like they've got the GR Corolla, the GR Yaris. Obviously not
All
here,
the GR stuff is
but like
cool.
all the GR stuff is cool. Like Subaru, where's the SVX?
Yeah. Where's anything?
Yeah.
Like, the what was the truck? The
Brat.
Yeah.
The Baja.
Yeah,
the Brat,
yeah.
the Brat,
the Brat
and the
was
Baja,
the OG
yeah,
and then
yeah.
the Baja, but like, do something, spice something up, because I don't think they make the Baja anymore.
No,
But they were actually kind of cool for what they were.
You can find a Baja XT. Oh,
Yeah, like, or like when they did the Foresters in like an almost WRX, whatever the heck they called them, that was sick. But I don't know. And I get it. People nowadays don't want to buy a fast car, and if they do, they're going with a specific.
And it costs a
model,
lot
whatever.
more money to do the R&D
Yes.
than
Yeah,
but
it did 30, 40 years ago.
Yeah.
But if you think about it, it's a model that works.
Yep.
Because I mean, look at all the fast German SUVs. Mm-hmm. I can't tell you how many, X3 M50s I see, or SQ5s, or even SQ7s. And
They
stuff
sell
like
more SQ and, you know what I mean, than they do the regular Q5.
Yeah. Because a lot of those people in my opinion, a lot of those people going to buy Audis and stuff already are spending money.
Yep.
They are going there for the fact
What's
that it's
another
an Audi.
10K?
Exactly. They're not going there to buy a $30,000 whatever it would
Yep.
be nowadays. Base A4, which still isn't even 30,000.
No, you're probably closer to 40.
Exactly.
More than
So
that.
if you're in that ballpark, what's the extra? I mean, what's 10 grand between friends?
Yep.
Over the course of payments, it's nothing.
No, yeah.
Or a lease that they're going to trade in 3 years and never care about again.
Yep.
So,
Like Volkswagen brought back the Scirocco,
yep.
and it would have been great if it got it here.
Yes, please bring things to America.
Yep.
I'm so sick of it.
Like, we were talking wagons. you know,
the
but-
way, I'm just waiting to see like the Tiguan R in the US, or even they've got the little one, like, well, their Taos equivalent. They've got the T-Rock.
Yep.
Like the
Yep,
T-Rock R and stuff like that. And Audi has the little what do they call it? They have the like SQ1 or something
Okay.
like that. Like it's basically a Audi Taos.
Yep.
But
But like a Corrado, you know
Yep.
what I mean? They could
Corrado would be sick.
try to do something.
I think like Audi did something right having the RS6 Avant in the States.
Yeah.
That was massive. And to be honest, that's like one of my, if money wasn't a thing, favorite daily driver, fast. Like they look awesome.
Yep.
It is funny though that they have like the Target car show every week
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Nashua. There's a couple RS6s that go there. At some point you end up walking by them like they're nothing, because
Oh,
they
'cause
just
you see
kind of
them every week.
Well, you see them every week, and they also just kind of look like an Audi SUV, like when they're in
Oh,
stock
yeah.
form, or like a
Looks like a lowered SQ5.
exactly, or like a quote boring color. You're just kind of like, oh, okay, it's another Audi wagon, and then you realize you're like, oh, yep, those are factory 22s or 24s, whatever the heck they are, and I'm like, that thing is sick, but at some point it also kind of looks like traffic.
Yeah, I'll have to try to get down there.
Yeah.
One weekend and then head back here and record.
Exactly. It's decent enough.
Yeah.
Leave before the sun goes down because there's a bunch of children there nowadays ruining it as always. But
also bring back the not so boring hypercars and supercars.
Yeah.
Like I feel like Lamborghinis, Ferraris, they're just so understated. Like there's 3 days, earlier today, 2 days last week, driving the boys to daycare, driving through Pembroke. Mm-hmm. It's an F8 Tributo.
Yep.
I had to like look 3 times because I'm like, what is that? It looks so boring. Ugh. Also, red Ferrari is boring. Maybe an unpopular opinion, but
what is it? Red 75% of them are all red.
Yeah,
it's like red, white, black, and occasional yellow.
I feel like going to the dealership, if the money thing, going to a dealership to buy one. In my head, I'd be like, yeah, I mean, a red Ferrari, like it's the staple, right? But at the same time, like, give me a yellow one.
Yeah,
like,
white, yellow, blue.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, just to piss out. What was that? Richard Rollins or whatever painted that F40 black just to piss everyone off. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's sick, but at the same time, I don't know. Having a red Ferrari is just like, it's kind of cool at the same time.
Yeah.
It's the staple. It's what you always saw growing up, right? Like every
every
Ferrari
poster
was a red Ferrari.
It was like a white Countach.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Or a red Ferrari.
Yep.
And here we are, just 3 dudes sitting in a room bitching about red Ferraris. We can't afford them anyway.
Literally.
I probably have 10 of them on my wall for Hot Wheels somewhere.
Can't afford and honestly don't know if I would.
Red Ferrari, second one down.
I was having more of like a thought the other day and was just talking among some other friends, and it was like one of those things. It's like you grow up, right? Oh, I'm gonna have a Ferrari. I'm gonna have this. I'm gonna have that. But now that you're at that age, you're like, do I?
Yeah.
No.
No. If I see one, I'll be like, that's sick.
Yeah, that's cool. But like, I wouldn't be driving it around our garbage roads and rocks flying up at it and all that. Like, I don't
It's like the dude that drives around. I know who he is, but with the Lamborghini in Manchester.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it's cool, but
whatever. I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I also couldn't drive it knowing that maintenance is going to be the price of a new A4. Like,
Yeah, and a door ding is going to cost you 60 grand.
Yeah, like you're buying that and then you're bringing it somewhere to get PPF'd, and that's also another 10, 15 grand, whatever it costs to do that. So it's like, there's just so much that goes into it where I'm like, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'll drive my Beater, whatever it might be,
What's the Lexus, like, LFA?
Oh, the LFA?
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, that's one.
Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
It's not a hypercar, but
I think it's like a quote realistic supercar. I guess.
I almost would put it in like the same category as like a Veyron, right? Like Toyota did it because they could do it.
Yep.
Lost a boatload. Like they didn't sell the cars to make money back. Yeah, it was just to actually. Well, I mean, at the time, realistically, I think they were sub 400 grand.
Yeah.
But now.
Yeah.
Forget it.
Yeah.
They're multi-million-dollar cars.
Wasn't there one kid on the internet with like a bagged one? Or did he had a bagged coupe,
that makes
Lexus, whatever the heck it was, and it was like looked sick, but I'm like, you spent a lot of money on that thing.
But that was like, I remember when they were designing the car, it was probably from a Top Gear episode, they were saying that they had to actually put a digital dash in it because of how quick the engine revved. A regular mechanical gauge could not keep up with how fast the engine revved.
Yeah, 375 during 2010 to 12 production. They go for $800 to $1 million now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe as far as the air ride car, that's not the one I was talking about. But Lexus did like a 2-door sporty, whatever the heck it was, and some kid
probably
had
just
one.
Was it like the RCF or something like that?
I'm gonna
probably
look right now.
Yeah, because it was like a hatchback, right?
No, the RCF was a regular coupe.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, 5-liter V8, 472 horsepower.
Yeah, that's cool.
Like, even though they don't sell many of them, like Toyota's still doing it. Like, even with Lexus, like you can still get an ISF.
Yep.
Or no, what do they call it now? They call it like the IS 500 F Sport or something like that. But it's a 5-liter V8 with like 470 horsepower that just like screeches like a banshee.
Yeah.
Words are hard.
Couldn't get that out today.
But then I also wanted to bring up, I think Lamborghini did a very good job with the SUV.
Yeah.
The
Urus.
The Urus. I think it's sick for what it is. I mean, Ferrari had or has an SUV.
Oh yeah, it's like the
exactly
it begins with a P. Yeah, something really weird.
But like I think that's one that they did really well as a a rich family car.
Can't even say that.
It's not even worth trying.
Purosangue?
Yeah,
Purosangue.
Sure, close enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Lamborghini did a very good job with that car.
Yeah.
Just for what it is.
For me though, it becomes like a status thing too. Just get an RS8.
Yeah.
Or
RSQ8.
RSQ8.
Yeah.
But and price wise, how different do you think they are? I mean, Lamborghini's got to be.
Yeah, I'm not going to claim to be
double.
an expert, but I think it's at least $100,000 more or somewhere in that ballpark.
Yeah. So it's not even worth being like, meh, you could like push for it if you wanted to. It's like, dude,
just get the RSQ8.
Yep. Which RSQ8 is
the
also
same.
so sick.
Yeah, that's a huge price difference. It's like twice as much.
Yeah.
It's like $240 for the SUV, and I think you can get an SQ8 for like $120.
Really?
Yeah, if not less.
Yeah.
Write the check.
Yeah, right. Al's going to get one tomorrow.
Well, Lara was looking at them a couple years ago, but she was looking to grab one, $100K. She was going to get one that was like a couple years old, probably right around 60, 70, trade in, whatever.
Yep.
But
let the other person take the hit.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Yep. No, we've kind of figured that out. Unless you like absolutely want something brand new, you get it like 2 years old. You save a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
Just get it with low miles.
What's the big deal?
Yeah.
You're not the first person to fart in it. Like, who cares? It's not the end of the world.
Yep. Farted in seats.
Is there any ones you can think of, Al, that that you wanted to come back, or you think shouldn't have made a comeback?
I had. Whoa!
I knew that was going to happen.
Not necessarily. Like, I was more or less like, the Mustang, the Mach-E.
Yep.
There's no need to name it the Mustang, but like I brought up the Prelude. It's cool, but at the same time, I'd rather go get an Integra.
Yeah. Exactly.
But see if they make the Integra Type R, which I think that's a lost opportunity.
Yeah, if they don't do it, that's absolutely.
They did do the Integra Type R.
Did they?
Well, Type S.
Yeah,
Type S, which is.
Yeah, I mean, Honda did the Type R.
Yeah.
So why would?
But Integra had a Type R in '99,
Yes.
so it's like, why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah, it only makes sense.
But yeah, I don't know, Volkswagen, they could bring back a couple names.
Yeah, I feel like in America, at least, Volkswagen's just kind of.
They've given up.
Yeah, it seems like they just put out the same thing every single year with a couple different changes.
I don't think you were on when we were talking about them bringing back the Golf.
No.
They haven't had a Golf in a while.
Yeah.
So bring back a base model Golf, let people buy it.
4-door, 2-liter.
Yeah, I am.
Cream of the crop.
I am genuinely curious to see if that Mexico production for the global Golf does prompt us getting it back as I move closer to the mic.
Yes.
But
Yeah, it's going to take a minute to get used to that.
I think it'd also be cool for Volkswagen to bring the trucks to America.
Yeah.
Like, why not be a competitor with Ford on the Ranger or like, anyone like that?
So
as many trucks as we sell here.
Exactly.
Well, so I was watching something on YouTube the other night, and it's this like Australian reviewer, and it was basically running everything through off-road tests and stuff like that. And they had the new Amarok, and it's a Ford Ranger. It's based on a Ford Ranger.
Yep.
I wish I had the sound right now.
Which one?
The motherfucking Ford Ranger.
But it's based on a Ranger.
Yeah. So
it's like, why can't they start up production? I mean, all it is the typical stuff. I even think they share some of the drivetrains.
Yeah.
I think there's probably a couple unique ones.
Yep.
But I mean, the issue is you would come back and think about it now. So like obviously in other countries, diesel's still prevalent, right? So you can run the 3-liter diesel from the Touareg and whatever that in your Amarok. Whereas now it would be, are we going to get another 2-liter?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, but Chevy's doing the 3-liter diesels. They're making the baby Duramaxes. Like it's a thing. I think they could do it. And I think there's also a lot of people who are diehard Volkswagen people.
Yes.
But if they're, if their hands forced, they're going with a Ford Ranger or they're going with something else. And I don't know if I'd say it's a massive missed opportunity, but I think it's something that Volkswagen could at least afford to try. How much other junk have they made?
I know.
That
I mean, look at the minivan they brought in,
5
years ago?
Yep.
Oh, that was longer than that.
Yeah,
I was
I
like
don't even
15
know.
years ago.
No, it wasn't that
Yes, it
long.
was.
No.
Yeah, it was the rootin' tootin'.
Oh man.
That's what it was too.
Yeah,
the Routon or whatever.
the Routon.
Yeah. And it was junk.
Every time we'd get one of those in on trade, it'd be like, "Yeah, I'll give you $500."
Yeah.
And they're like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "It's a Dodge Caravan."
Yeah,
literally
it's got wants that thing.
They didn't even change.
All right, you got me.
They didn't even change.
You got me.
Yeah, they didn't even change the radio.
Oh wait, 08 to 13.
It still had the dash shifter too. From
Yep.
like they didn't change.
Worst thing Dodge ever did was that dash shifter. That thing was atrocious.
Yep, headlights, taillights, and slapped a Volkswagen badge on the steering wheel, and that was about it.
Fucking useless.
Just more junk produced.
Yep. I mean, come on. If you had a Routon with like the 5-cylinder in it, whew.
Yeah.
But like nobody, like it goes into the dealership. None of those guys want to work on that.
Oh, no, absolutely not.
No, I think if I remember correctly, back in the day when a lot of those would come in for warranty work, they were shipped up
Yep.
to a Dodge dealership
really?
because it was all the Dodge drivetrain too.
Okay.
It was nothing about that car was a Volkswagen.
And then you start getting into more stuff, front and rear AC. The rear AC lines are run all the way back underneath the vehicle and then up through on the side.
We'll have to ask Dan next time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
how
all
many he
together to
actually worked on.
see if he ever
We'll
actually.
have to find someone with one of those and tell them to go to Dan to get it worked on. Just drive him crazy.
Like ask for me by name.
Yes.
But
So I think you had a topic that you wanted to bring up.
Yeah. I had messaged the guys the other night and kind of started talking about the idea of modifying cars when we were younger versus now. And the differences in, back then we didn't have money really, but we had all the time. And nowadays we have more money, but we don't really have the time to do anything. And then life obviously getting involved in everything else, and you don't end up going to car shows as often as you used to, that whole kind of aspect. So I think it's a lot different. Is it a lot more fun, or is it, the same? I don't know how we all feel about that.
I mean, Al can't start because Al's still having all his fun over here.
what? Oh yeah, but I can't. Like I get home from work and I don't want to work on my own shit.
Yeah.
Like I literally pulled in the driveway, left the windows down in the car. I got home at noon today, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the Skyline out and I'm gonna rearrange some shit, but I'm gonna go inside and eat. You know what I didn't do? Mm-hmm. Go back out.
Yep.
At 4:00, I went back out, rolled my windows up in the Toyota, and went back inside.
Yeah.
I get home from work and it's the last thing I want
You're
to do.
exhausted, or you have softball, or you have all the million of other things
Yeah.
you do during the week, which is great because that's what you do. You
Yep.
know what I mean? You see friends and you have fun and you do whatever, but then like the car just sits and ends up being neglected.
But that's the thing. That's where it gets away from you. Like I was talking to Shauna the other night and I was like, honestly, I'm like, I'd love to like after the boys go to bed to like have something to go out into the garage and work on or something like that. But then it's like, you look at the reality of the situation, right? I don't work a low stress job.
Yep.
So it's like, I'm usually tapped out, by the time I'm shutting my computer at the end of the night.
Yep.
By the time dinner, bath time, wind down, bedtime, all that stuff, it's like I don't have like the physical energy to want to go outside
All the
at
time
9 o'clock and start messing around with something, knowing that I'm going to end up in bed in a couple hours anyway.
It's tough out here.
Pull a wheel and tire off a night, and you're like, hey, what are you gonna do?
Well, yeah, and it's stuff like that. And even like we were talking, like, what was it last week when I was putting the roof rack and stuff on the Atlas to get it ready for the road trip? It's like I had the old wheel spacers from our old Atlas, and I was like, oh, whatever, fuck it. I'm like, I'll huck them on the new one.
Yep.
Just make it look a little bit better. And then it's like, well, shit, we moved. Where's my jack? I can't find this. I can't find that. And then we talked about the jack and shit, and I end up at Harbor Freight and getting the Daytona 3-ton jack, and Jack's dead.
What was the final price on that?
So it was on sale for $199 and then 25%
damn.
off.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a
Done.
deal.
Yeah, so it was under $200 for a set of jack stands in the
What color did
3-ton
you
jack,
get?
lime green.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, you had to get something bright.
But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, and even when it comes to like modifying the cars, it's like, I end up putting the money into the house instead.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I could have bought a 911 within our last house when we did our basement reno in our kitchen.
Yep. Yeah.
But I ended up doing it, but
also,
a basement reno in a kitchen.
If you put
And,
those
like,
spacers on and snapped a stud or something bad happened, you're supposed to be driving that
Well,
theoretically, supposed to be driving that tomorrow. Like, that's the other side of things too. Is nowadays, even if you wanted to mess with a daily, you're like, well, I got to drive that to work tomorrow, and like, I have bills to pay.
Well,
like,
that's the thing. And
do things.
We were talking about like ordering the exhaust and the wheels for the GLI. I'm still going to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, I also like have that moment in my head. I'm like, I want to do it. Do I need to do it?
Yeah. That's a tough pill.
Because then it's like, it's other stuff. And then again, like house stuff takes over. Like had a water softener installed today.
Yep.
That would have bought my wheels and my exhaust, but instead I have a water softener now. And it's like,
see, my problem is I'm very impulsive. So I could also be like, no, I could put this money away for something. And then it like comes across my screen and I'm like, maybe just order it real quick. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I can't theoretically do that thing that I wanted to do that wasn't car related.
I research everything way too much.
I'm very good at talking myself out of things. So if I see something and just pull the trigger, it's so much easier for me to be like, okay, it's done. I can't talk about it. I can't think about it. It is what it is. Yeah. It's on its way.
No, we've all, I don't know. I get my time hop comes up and I'm like, I ordered those taillights for the Mark II 7 years ago.
Yep.
And they're just sitting in a box.
Yeah. And it is what it is.
Yeah. Like, I have them and they're worth way more money now, which I'm glad I bought a lot of that stuff pre-COVID. Mono wiper and taillights and fenders and whatever.
Harder to find.
Yeah, like stuff. Yeah. I got 2 BBS steering wheels.
Yep.
So it's like that BBS steering wheel I paid $450 for is worth like $1,000 now.
That's crazy.
It's wild.
Yeah.
But
it also changes as you get older too. Like I'm not looking to try to slam my car to the ground, drive on rubber bands with stretch tires and have a noisy droney exhaust and like all those things.
Yeah, it's more like adult mods.
Yeah, literally looking for the exhaust for the GLI. I'm like, what is the quietest option on the market?
How many mufflers can I put in this?
Yeah.
Yep.
I sent him, I was like, here's the 3 that fit your car. And I was like, that one's race. That has nothing on it.
Yeah. AWE track, basically a straight pipe. MBRP, basically a straight pipe. The Borla, a little bit better because it has a tiny little muffler in it. Still basically a straight pipe. And I'm like, AWE Touring, a muffler and 2 resonators, done.
That's the one.
Yeah, my black truck was straight piped when I bought it, and I ended up putting basically the only thing I didn't put in was the resonator, but it has both mufflers still in it.
Oh, wow.
I put both mufflers back in it, and it's so quiet inside. Like, this is beautiful.
Yeah, it's nice when you're daily. You actually want to drive it.
Yeah, I drove it today for the first time in a while, and I'm like, I forgot how good this was. And like Ford AC is the coldest AC on the planet, so I'm like uncomfortably cold inside of it. I'm like, this is nice. But as far as like modifying when we were younger, like I feel like going back to like when you were modifying it, but you had to drive it the next day because we didn't have daily drivers and we didn't have all that stuff.
It was literally your only car.
Yeah, that car's up in pieces in your driveway and you're in a full-blown panic and AutoZone closes in 20 minutes. You know what I mean? Like that kind of feeling. It's funny to not have that feeling so much anymore. Especially with like a place to work on it and a daily driver and that kind of thing. But it's a nice feeling.
I do fondly remember my vehicle being in pieces in the driveway at 11:30 at night on a Sunday. Yep. You're 3/4 of the way through a 30 rack with a bunch of people over and you're like, I gotta finish this shit. And you're just not a care in the world. You're just hammering shit back together.
Yep.
Nothing's torqued. You end up with 3 extra bolts after and you're like, I don't need those.
Yeah, they're fine.
Don't even know where they went.
Don't care.
No,
it's a completely different ball game. But I feel like, I don't know. And we always used to like build cars like for the car show, theoretically. Like we knew that this one was coming up. This one was coming up.
Prep.
Exactly. And like back in the day, we didn't have anything else to do but go to dust off. So it's like, you're doing all this work to get to that show and then it's over and you're like, okay, next show, this, that, and the third. But like, you're also putting kind of cheap parts in it. So like things should probably be upgraded over time or, parts are going to wear because they're used or they're whatever they are. So
I bought a few front bags that were used.
Yeah.
I get them and the upper bushing's blown out on them.
Yep.
So I got to order a $15 kit, take them back out, but drive on them for like another 5,000 miles before you decide to do it.
Yep.
All the nights driving to random places in Massachusetts to buy coilovers that only had 4,000 miles on it. Yeah, they definitely forgot a 0 in there.
Yeah,
everything was in Fall River, Massachusetts for some reason. Everything. The worst place on the whole.
It was like the mecca of Volkswagen parts.
Yeah, and the place was a pile of garbage.
Well, you had the whole crew down there, like Fuzzy and Gangsta Out guys were all kind of down and around that Fall River area.
Revival.
Yep.
Yeah, no, every time there's a part for sale, it's like it's in fucking Fall River
every time, and I'm like, I don't want to drive there.
I traded a guy. I had a '91 Jetta Coupe VR. One of the quarters was like all wavy, like somebody had hit it and tried dent pulling the whole thing out. But I traded my buddy some cash, a paintball gun, and something else. I forget what it was. It was something. I ended up paying $1,500 for the car.
Yep.
This was in 03, 04. And I ended up getting it running, and I put it up on Craigslist. Kid hits me up, trades me a Corrado VR6 for it.
Yep.
Came up with the car in a car trailer, met him at Tully, slapped it on, traded, won about his day. But he was from Fall River.
Yeah, they all are.
Yep.
And I genuinely, everything I saw for sale from Fall River, I wanted. I don't think I ever actually drove down there to get it. Because just in my head, it was too far out.
Great food in Fall River.
Is there?
There is.
I don't genuinely know if I've ever stuck a foot into Fall River.
Someone feel free to comment and correct. I believe it's a very large Portuguese population down there, and some of the food is,
I could imagine,
phenomenal down there. I will say that.
Yeah.
And it's nice because it's very close to Providence.
That's true. Yeah. But no,
it's like right over the border, right? Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah. I think it's only like 15, 20 minutes, maybe max to Providence.
No, nowadays it just feels like you run out of time.
Yeah.
Or you're smoked from the day, or you had a busy weekend or whatever, and you're in a relationship, or you have kids, or you have this, and just everything throws a curveball into doing what you used to do or how you used to do it. And it's just kind of wild.
You'd take that $400 paycheck and just go out and buy parts for your car because you had no other bills.
No.
Yep. As long as you could calculate $5 boxes from Taco Bell into your diet over there, everything else was straight
Nothing
up parts.
mattered.
Oh man, you guys don't know $1.99 gas.
No, Al's 1,000.
I know.
So he's a little different.
Yeah,
than us.
I think the cheapest I ever experienced it was like $1.89.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough.
But you're almost on the flip side now, Al, where you're like an empty nester in theory. Like, she moved out. You guys are kind of just doing your thing, but you're also busier than you ever have been. So it's like, I feel like some people like benefit on the fact when they become an empty nester and, have maybe not more money, but a little bit more money or a little bit more time or whatever. And you just went full blown the opposite and buried yourself into everything else.
I mean, this isn't helping.
No.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely not.
I play softball 4 days a week, work 5 days. I go in on Saturdays and we're not even open.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, hey, let's start a podcast.
Yeah.
And
tomorrow we were going to record after your softball game.
I was going to softball game at 7:15, fly home, meet you guys here at 8:20 and record like an hour.
The man's an animal.
Yeah. I was like, I'll make it work, but
in between that, when are you going to pull the Skyline out? When are you going to do it?
I know.
It's tough.
Yep.
We kind of benefit maybe because of the winter. It's a little bit easier to, find the time, at least when you're doing like extracurriculars like yourself. But like Mike, with having the two young boys, like it's still hard.
Oh, those two are animals.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, for a while we were going over almost every weekend.
Yeah.
And they're just
constant.
Logan just ripping back and forth from the couch to the slider. And then Cole's just trying to keep up with him, running behind him. And he's like halfway, and then they're just laughing and just smashing everything.
Yeah. No, they have like these little nugget couches, and now that we have the sectional and we have like the ottoman that pushes up to it, it's just a straight up jungle gym. Yep. They're just jumping from every corner. Logan's already jumping over the back of the couch.
Yep.
Like onto the front of the couch. Cole thinks he can do it, and he's like standing up on the edge, and I'm like, bro, you just turned 2 yesterday. Like, you cannot do this yet.
No, you're not there.
But yeah, no, they wake up and they're just like bang, 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 nonstop.
Just on go.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, I mean, arguably, to your point, like winter, I was like, oh yeah, I can probably like get a little bit. Winter's arguably worse because it's like you can't like I mean, you can still go out in the yard in winter, but it's like, Shauna and I are not winter people. So like, I'm not going to be easily persuaded to just like, I'm just going to stand in the backyard. It's like, unless we're actually going like sledding or doing something like that. But it's like,
but like summertime, you just like, all right, let's go outside, and you just sit
it's
in
great.
a chair and let them do their thing.
Yeah. And we did that yesterday at Cole's party. Like my parents, my in-laws, my niece, my nieces and nephew and my brother-in-law were there, and it was great because like we could actually sit on the deck and have a conversation because they're just all running around, doing their thing on the swing set, playing with all the random toys in the yard and stuff like that.
Yep.
But it's like outside of that, it's like summer's a little bit easier, but still it's like it's everything else.
And there's a hard part too. Like you need to have a spare eye to keep on the kids. Like if Sean is out there, awesome. But if she needs to go inside for something, and if you're under the car doing something,
you can't. Like then you'll forget where you're at, or you'll lose something,
or you'll at that exact moment. So like there's all this stuff like that too that just makes it that much harder. So I feel like when we were younger, like we were kind of saying earlier, we're like, I'm gonna own a Ferrari, I'm gonna do this. But like we also had the mindset of like, well, I'm gonna be making adult money and I'm gonna be doing all this stuff, and then you get to be an adult and you're like, no, it's not as cool as I thought it was going to be. Like, I thought I was going to be making adult money still living with my parents and not having any bills. And like, that's what you were thinking when you were younger. The $400 paycheck triples or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, it goes just as far, if not a little less further than your $400 paycheck back in the day.
Oh yeah. Just buying whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah. Yep.
Literally.
Now you're paycheck when you were younger is one grocery shop.
Literally. Yeah.
It's definitely different for me.
Yeah, I could imagine. I mean, the 1950s were
they were
crazy
tough.
time.
Getting $1 an hour,
Modifying a Model T.
Oh man,
tell me about the Civil War.
Tell me about any of the wars. Honestly,
man. Desert Storm. It's the only one I remember. It's like the 90s.
Right.
But yeah, minimum wage was $4.25. When I got my job, when I turned 16, and that's
basically still there.
I know.
Honestly, I think it was
it's $7.25, but nobody really gets that.
It was $7.25 when I first started.
Like that minimum wage is for like 15-year-olds that work in the grocery store.
Yeah,
as their first job.
Yeah,
not a 30-year-old getting a job at Target.
Yeah, exactly. I saw at one point at like a Market Basket, they were hiring like $14 or $15 an hour for the deli. I'm like, geez, like that's
good. I had a bunch of friends in high school. They all worked in Market Basket because they would pay, even back then, they would pay $14, $15 an hour.
Yeah, and Market Basket is one of those places. If you work up, you're styling.
Yep. Lainey's best friend worked there, and she'd work Sundays and get double time.
Yep.
Yeah. She was making a killing.
They get like fat bonuses at the end of the year and stuff too.
Back when I was at the dealership, I had one guy in particular that always came back, just leases and stuff like that. And he started working at Market Basket when he was a teenager.
Yep.
And he's been there now for, at the time, it was like 30 years.
Set.
Store manager. He made good money.
Yep.
I mean,
he wasn't leasing junk.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I mean, he was...
But yeah,
sorry, I was typing. Good. I remembered a guest I wanted to have on.
Yep.
I just wanted to type it in so I don't forget.
But no, just I don't know. It's fun to think about sometimes. Is that how different it is? It's also kind of a bummer to think about at other times. But
the way I look at it, or at least I try to look at it, is that it's like I'll get there again. Yeah. I mean, I'm only 35. Like I've got time. Like it's not.
It's one of those full circle things. Maybe you'll come back.
Al's smiling over there.
I'm thinking. I'm like, I got 20 more years before I'm probably retiring.
Yeah.
So it's like I got plenty of time to still get there. And plus, like I like when the boys are older, right? Like I definitely want to have something and have them like understand the ropes. Watch dad fuck up a bunch of stuff.
Yeah. Watch dad get drunk in the garage and throw stuff and yell
at him. Hold that flashlight.
Exactly.
What are you doing?
No, those are moments those boys need to have.
I had a little bit of that moment this weekend. I was setting up, we like rearranged, we were going through like the basement plans and stuff like that, and we rearranged one of the rooms. So like took a couch out, put it over in the bar area, kind of like where we're gonna have it set up once we have the flooring done and stuff like that. And I was setting up my racing sim. And Logan's like, Dad, I help. And I'm like, yeah, sure, bud. And like, come over and help. And then it's like one missing bolt later, jerking around with the steering wheel, can't sit. And I'm like, you know what, buddy? I'm like, why don't we go upstairs and watch a movie? I'm like, we'll do this a different day.
You're like, why don't you get the heck out of this room right now before Dad loses it?
But once it's up and running, he'll be pumped.
Yeah.
He doesn't get off that thing. If I have it on, he just sits on my lap and just rips.
Speaking of Sims, I'm just going to shout out Jonah real quick and apologize for, he flamed me for it, but I cut Al off last week when he was talking about Jonah's setup. But so
he's trying to do a full blown dashboard and it's going to be cool.
It's going to be sick.
Yeah.
He's definitely had a couple of like sick iterations of it so far already. And then like one day he like sent me the I'm going to call it like a blueprint for like a rig, like the seat and everything. the next day he sends me a picture of it half built. And I'm like, oh, you were actively doing this. And he's like, oh yeah. He's like, it was a bunch of wood he had. Like he had most of the stuff.
I mean, that's what Shane did for Lando.
Yep. And it works sick.
Yep.
And like, it's so funny because like slowly Jonah will be like, oh, here's my shifter and e-brake mount. And it's just like a completely different setup. And I'm like, oh, that's even cooler. Like he's like, next it needs a cup holder. I'm like, oh, yup. I'm like, here we go. Yeah. Like he's never getting out of this thing.
Meanwhile, I'm like $450 all in with mine. I did it all brand new and everything like that. I just waited like sales around Christmas. Got the Logitech G923 and the shifter and everything like that for like $269 or something like that, the full setup. And then ended up we went back and forth a ton, but ended up like Next Level Racing or something like that. Ended up getting it on Amazon, slider seat, everything like that. Fits my big 6'5" ass.
That's cool.
Comfortably. It's solid. Like definitely things I would change about it. Like in the future, I'd definitely like to change up a few things about it, but it's a pretty solid setup for like the amount of money that's into it.
I don't have my issue is the room. I don't have the space to do it in our apartment. So like when the day comes, it'll eventually be a little bit bigger and a little bit crazier, but it works for now.
Eventually I want to move this setup down to the basement, build a room, and then bring my sim rig back up here.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Well, we'll all have some more flexibility too. Yeah. I know
I got my 3 monitors over there.
Oh yeah, just sitting there.
Just wasting.
Because I know Dan wants to set up a place at his house to record. Yeah. Once we have the bar downstairs, like we'll have an alternate area to do it too. And
we'll make room. We'll figure it out.
Yep.
We'll just start doing this in your living room.
Oh, I said that. Fine. I go, if I got to move the shit down to the living room where the fireplace is and
spare bedroom downstairs.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Originally, that's where I was like, well, could I put this down there without her killing me?
No. Absolutely not.
No. I'd have to tear it all down when Lainey comes home. It'd be a nightmare.
Yep. It'd be a bad time.
Yeah.
What else you got down on
I got hero cars.
Okay.
So movie cars.
Yep.
I don't know. Just something I jotted down. Yeah. You know, what car from any wow, I butchered that. What car from any more would you choose? Any movie.
Yeah.
But I don't know, like anything that stands out, like any movies. Obviously Fast and the Furious, but like anything.
Fast and the Furious is huge, but like the Gone in 60 Seconds, Eleanor, the Mustang. I'm not a huge fan of that generation Mustang, but like it was a staple in that movie, and I think that's a cool one. And then like you said, Fast and the Furious, all of them realistically, like there's not a car in there that isn't great. I did hear someone talking about Paul Walker's Skyline in Too Fast, Too Furious.
The silver
one. And they were talking about the shifts in it, which was obviously a huge thing in the first Fast and the Furious too. But it ended up being like, there was like 10 shifts and like it was in a straightaway, but they ended up back at the same. Oh no, I'm mixing up two things. But it was a straightaway and there was like 10 shifts and something else. And then, who was it? Hector that had all the money?
Hector was from the first
one. Yeah. So he had all the cash, remember, because he couldn't run. He had talked at one point in a podcast recently saying that in the video you show them going, or in the movie, they're going in a straight line in that drag race the entire time. How do they end up back at Hector with the money?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
when they pull back in, they're in the same spot they started on, and Hector has all the money.
I mean, let's all be real. They weren't great movies.
No, but I heard that clip, and I was like, that is one of the things I had never thought of. The fact that it was a straight drag race, and they pulled back in the same way they left. I'm like,
yep. But like the Transporter.
Yep.
That 7 Series.
Yep.
It was a manual.
Yeah.
They didn't make that.
That's not a thing.
No, it's not.
Nope.
You know, that was pretty cool.
Was it swapped or was it fake?
It probably was fake. Yeah, it was probably just an interior shot of a different car.
Yeah.
You know, at the time when I watched it, I don't even think I worked at BMW. So like I wouldn't even have noticed.
No, there's no reason to notice.
You know, what the interior actually looked like. Maybe it was swapped.
The thing you would notice is like, oh, he's driving a manual. Yeah. But like to not put it together that, it's a 7 Series, but it's a manual. But like that would, catch maybe the non-car person's eyes to be like, oh, cool, it's a stick shift. Like it just makes it so much sportier. Yep. But it's still junk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Ronin had a bunch of...
So I was going to say a pivotal one for me was the D2 S8 in Ronin.
Okay.
That was like, I remember the first time
You've never seen it, right? It's I don't want to say it's like an obscure movie.
Okay.
It's like
early... But it kind of is.
Yeah, early mid-90s. It was De Niro.
Huh.
I forget who else was in it.
It's a good movie.
Yeah, but it's a lot of like kind of like the transport, a lot of like car chase scenes, things like that. But
it's not a heist movie, but it kind
of is.
Yep.
But yeah, so De Niro was ripping a D2 S8.
Sick.
And
98.
I remember the first time I watched that movie, I was like,
yep.
Yes.
Sick.
I have it on DVD somewhere in the basement.
Jeez.
Like I bought it,
Yep.
like with everything else. But
What about the Italian Job? With all the Mini Coopers?
Yeah.
I mean, lame, but like at the same time, kind of cool that they did it with like the same group of cars
Yep.
and it was like a whole thing.
Well, the thing that was like, I remember reading about it is like, they were legitimately what they were as cars. Like they weren't like up badged S's or anything like that. Like I think there were 2 regular Minis and 1 S. And
okay.
Yeah, and one of them, like the one that was an S was an actual Mini Cooper S.
Yep.
And the other ones were like legitimately base minis. And there was a whole article like talking about like some of the modifications that they had done to them and what that, like it was, you could tell it was written by someone or whoever chose the vehicles for the car or for the movie and whatnot. They actually like,
there's a lot of thought that
there was a lot of thought that went into it versus just like, a manual 7 series where it was probably a European 735 or something like that. And they slapped a 750 and a V12 badge on the side.
Yeah.
No, I think as like I said, as quote lame as Mini Coopers are, I think the Italian job did a very good job with that.
Yeah.
It was genius marketing at the time.
Oh yeah. The cars had just come out.
Yep.
So it was a good little thing and it was a remake of the original.
Yep.
So
Video game was terrible.
Yes.
Oh, I never played.
Bad.
Oh wow.
Real bad.
But then you have like Jesse's Mark III with the no front calipers in the drag race scene.
Yeah.
It's just so funny. But like also what in the world was a Mark III Jetta doing in that lineup with everyone else? I know, but like but still, I don't know. The art and like the fact that there was the R33 Skyline in the group that was like super slept on.
Yes.
No one cared about it.
It was a 400R.
Yeah.
It like wasn't even just a regular Skyline.
No.
But that was the thing. There were so many cars in that movie that were actually like legit, like that Maxima.
Yep.
That was an actual supercharged Maxima.
Yeah.
Like not just
Yeah, all the
chrome
cars they
bits
used
slapped
in the
on.
movies, they basically picked them out of like a group of tuners. And they're like, all right, we want that one, we want that one, they want that one. And then they made duplicates of them all.
Yep.
So they could fuck them up.
What do you think? They imported another 400R?
No, but they got, they probably imported, I mean, at the time they could probably get one cheap.
Yeah, true.
Because it's just a movie car.
Well, and at the time they're illegal.
Yeah, so
who cares?
They get a couple Skylines, they slap a kit on it, spray it, throw decals, and
Yeah, and then it ended up going to the Crusher afterwards, most likely,
Yeah.
because they still weren't legal to import
Yeah.
to the United States.
just like Brian Earl Spillner's Eclipse wasn't actually a GST or GSX.
Yep.
It was just a regular GS.
yeah.
Yep.
Find the cheapest version you can.
Yeah,
and
no one cares.
Yep.
Because no one's going to notice until we, are turned 30 and we rewatch the movies and we're like, wait a second.
Yep, that's
They
not right.
duped us on that one.
We should do that one night. Like
Just
do
watch
like
them
do a quickie episode,
Yeah.
go downstairs, watch one of them and just write down every flaw.
We could
that
watch it
see.
live.
That'd be so funny.
Just play it. We'll just
Yep.
talk shit the whole
I
time.
mean, what? We do 2-hour episodes.
exactly.
Like,
Yeah.
who cares?
Yeah.
That would be funny.
Just talk all kinds of shit about it.
And then you have Dom's Charger, which is, I think, a staple, obviously. Like, it doesn't tickle my fancy
Yeah.
very much, but like the idea of it's really cool. And that
Yeah.
Dom was that one in the group that had the American muscle car that like did all this and the motor out of the hood and did wheelies and whatever. And then he drove it directly into a train. But like that was, I don't know, that was kind of a cool one too. Like you said, all of the Fast and the
Yeah.
Furious cars were cool. They're staples, I guess is what I should say.
I mean, how many people remake the Jetta?
yeah.
It's crazy. Like, there's always somebody that's like, oh, I'm looking for, I'm missing the wheels, or
Yep.
I need the front bumper.
Wild. Because it didn't, I mean, it looked all right, but it looked very early 2000s sporty, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So not really the style of nowadays, but it's sick that people are recreating them.
I'm like trying to jog through my head.
Yeah, I'm
other
just-
movies that had.
I mean, obviously, Back to the Future,
Yeah, the DeLorean,
you know.
which I still think DeLoreans on their own are kind of cool
That
for
we
what they are.
Went to
It's
the
weird.
the Cars and Coffee that was at the Fox Run Mall. I
Yep.
forget what it's called. Was that
Seacoast?
Seacoast?
Yeah.
I went there for one of them, and there was a legit 10 DeLoreans there.
Really?
They must have all been like, hey, let's go to Cars and Coffee. And they were all parked together.
Yeah, they're all in a group chat. They all circle jerk together. It's wild.
One had like the hoverboard and the boots. Yeah. You know what I mean? Just weird shit.
Those were just cool just from like the hodgepodge of parts that they were, like Volvo stuff, Renault stuff. Mm-hmm. It was just a very odd combination.
Like it shouldn't have been a car. It like shouldn't have been anything, and then they just kept doing it. Well, not kept doing it, but they made a decent amount of them, I think. I don't know what other staples are there. There's the weird ones too. Like, I don't know. This is gonna sound dumb, but like that tank looking thing from Batman. Like, that thing was always wild looking, and like, or is the motorcycle that was like super low profile with the huge wheels on it. Like, there's always dumb stuff like that too. That I'm like, that's kind of cool for what it is, or for the area that it's in the movie, but.
Yeah, James, like all the Bond cars.
Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like Aston Martin's a very slept on, I shouldn't say slept on, but a very like, I don't know, everyone talks Ferrari, Lamborghini, or Bentley, or whatever, and like Aston kind of just sits in the corner doing its own thing, but I think their cars are cool for what they are.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they've definitely been watered down lately, just basically being Mercedes running gear around an Aston body, which is kind of disappointing. You're getting away from like the hand-built 6-liter V12s and stuff like that. Like, I remember when the V8 Vantage came out, whatever it was, 09, 08, somewhere in that ballpark, might have been even earlier than that. But like everyone was like, sub $100,000 like V8 manual. Yep. And like those were such cool cars. And but if you like older Mustangs and Astons, there was I haven't seen an episode on it in a while, but one of the YouTube channels I watched, Stay Tuned. It's with Tony Angelo. That used to be on Motor Trend and drifting. He has a Fox body and was putting in an Aston 6-liter V12 into the Fox body.
That's sick.
Which was pretty cool.
Yeah. I was going to say this last week and I completely spaced it. When we were talking about like things you're looking at on Marketplace, every once in a while I find myself looking for Fox bodies. Because I think Chelsea DeNova got in my head a lot about, because he has the EcoBoost swapped one for drifting. It's like such a good recipe in a chassis that's not super common. Because like I always feel like that, thinking of like building a drift car, building a fun car is like, everyone does S chassis, everyone does E36s because they work, and I get that. But at the same time, to like be able to do like a Fox body or something a little bit different that like brings a different aura, and it
you see one of those sliding around, you're like,
exactly, but you don't look like everyone else.
You're going to see 100 E30s, E36s S chassis.
Like, I despise Mustangs, and have actually a fiery burning hate for Fox bodies. But if I were to buy a Mustang, I would buy a Fox body.
Yeah,
I just feel like you have to.
You have to. But I don't know, to do the EcoBoost swap or to do a K-Series, people have been doing those too. And like, it's a small enough chassis and a light enough chassis that you can get away with a 4-cylinder turbo, which is kind of cool, because a lot of the things nowadays you can't. Like, there's a lot of people with SRs and their 240s that are making good power. And Jimmy Oakes, his buddy Jordy just swapped, not just, but they have a 1.8T Volkswagen motor and an E36. They actually built it into a 2-liter turbo now. Thing rips.
Wow.
Like, rips. If you ever get bored and want to watch a video, they have a really good series on it. But I like the idea of a 4-cylinder drift car, because everyone shoves a JZ or an RB or whatever, and they're boat anchors for the most part. They're sick, and they're
you don't need 400 or 500 horsepower to slide.
You don't. But they're making over 400 out of that 2-liter turbo now. The Volkswagen 2-liter turbo in his car, and they like.
So how's it set up? Is it in the front?
Yeah.
So what are they using? They obviously, like you would a VR6, you turn it sideways.
Exactly.
So
they built their own mounts, because they can. But then they're just running an adapter plate with a ZF5 transmission out of BMW, E36 rear end, like everything. Transmission back is E36 still. They bought a bunch of stuff from Carrot Top Tuning, who does a lot with 1.8Ts and Mark IVs and that stuff, running valve covers and some other things. They got an AWP off of Marketplace for dirt cheap. They went with that. It had a bottom end in it of some sort. It had rods, whatever, in it. And then they found like the VVT solenoid out of whatever generation Mark IV 1.8T it has. So it now has variable valve timing, because some of them didn't. So they added that in. But like, when you turn it the long way, you got to take out your heater core to be able to run the variable valve timing, because now it's on the back of the motor and it's in the way of everything. So it was a lot of like give
trial
and take
and error.
and figuring it out. But it's basically all, for the most part, still E36 minus the actual engine itself, which is super cool. But it makes good power, and he shreds that thing. Keeps up with, his JZ car and everything else.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's cool. And just something you don't see very often. I guess a lot of the guys in like Poland and stuff are doing Volkswagen swaps into other cars. There's a couple S chassis with 180 swaps.
I wonder if it's way cheaper. Like they have a bunch of Volkswagens.
I mean, yeah, they. Oh, in Poland, Volkswagens are a dime a dozen.
Yeah, so they if the motor, they pop a motor, they throw another one
exactly. In it. But I mean, even over here, you can find a 180 on Marketplace for dirt cheap.
You can find a Mark IV for probably $1,000.
Literally,
that's beat.
Yeah,
just yank the motor out and call it a day.
Yeah, but that's, for the most part, that's all they're using is the motor out of it. It's all standalone ECU and everything else. But I don't know how I just got off on this rant, but which sounds about right for me.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, Fox body is just something that I keep looking for. Yeah, there it was. Keep looking for on Marketplace. Notchback only, in my opinion. I don't know. They're just so much cooler than the liftbacks. It's like a S13 coupe versus whatever hatch. But I find myself just poking every once in a while. I'm like, that'd be really cool to just park out back and eventually get to, and I'm not gonna do it.
No.
Maybe someday. We'll see.
Got to finish up everything else.
Right. Yeah.
Is the Mustang, because I don't know much about it, is the Mustang from John Wick the same as Eleanor?
No, I don't think
it says it's a Mach 1.
You got me on that one. I've also only seen John Wick like once, so your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
That does look like the same.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody else knows it. John Wick's is a 69, while often called the Boss 428. The actual hero car on set was a modified Mach 1 dressed up to look like, but that does not. And this is different from Eleanor, the customized 67.
Yeah, because Eleanor was technically a GT500.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's just something I just didn't know.
Do you hate newer Mustangs too, Mike?
I wouldn't say I hate them, because I think, like, going back to what we were talking about earlier, like, I think Ford overall has done a great job with the Mustang, like keeping that nostalgic kind of look to it while still making it modern and all of that. I mean, you can't deny. I mean, the Coyote motor's a great engine.
Great.
I mean, even the EcoBoosts. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's a solid engine.
Yeah.
They just, I don't know, they just don't do anything for it. Like, I wouldn't catch myself if someone was like, oh, here's, $50,000. I'm not going to be like, yes,
I'm going to get a Mustang.
I'm going to get a Mustang. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would take a Mustang over a Camaro.
Agreed. 100%. I love
unless
that.
It's an F body.
Well, yes, but new for new.
New for new. Yeah. New for new. The new Camaro is not even in the conversation.
It's not, no. I love that RTR, Von Gittin Jr., like them and Ford. I love all the stuff they're doing. The fact that they're actually producing factory RTR cars to sell, I think that's super cool. Doing it with the Mustangs and the Broncos and all that. It's just another thing that, going back to our conversation earlier where, a manufacturer, some cool stuff they're doing is Ford working with them, I think is awesome. It's the Shelby of now, I guess, theoretically, but
there's a lot of things that Ford is doing right.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Agreed.
But on the enthusiast front.
Yes.
Maybe not in your standard A to B transportation front.
Yeah.
But from an enthusiast front, they're definitely doing a good job.
I know
I can't talk for shit.
No,
today.
I was having a hard time too. I think we were all like coughing and like clearing our throats at the beginning of this. It's just it's Monday. That's what happens.
I've been home since noontime, not talking to anybody, and then I come up here and I'm like,
I forget how to do this.
Yeah.
But no, I think I know I'm a little biased when it comes to it, but I think Ford is one of the manufacturers that is doing a lot of things right nowadays. As far as like you just said, they're A to B cars, but like they had them doing like the Expeditions and all that stuff in a Platinum, and they're fully loaded and they're comfortable and all these things. I feel like they do a really good job with even just the mundane stuff. And then we were talking earlier, we brushed on it about like the Transits and like that kind of thing too. I would personally choose the Transit over any of the other like work vans that Dodge makes, or whatever Chevy isn't really even doing one.
They still do the Express.
Do
and
they?
it is still the same damn Express that came out in 1993.
That's kind of cool.
They actually for 2027 put a touch screen in it.
Ooh.
Oh yeah. And standard Bluetooth as
Still
well.
has crank windows.
No, it has power windows, but like Bluetooth is an option.
Yeah.
A tilt steering wheel is an option.
That's wild.
Cruise
Yeah,
control
crazy.
option. Like it is all an option.
That's insane. But no, I think Ford does a good job overall with trying to touch a little bit of everything with what they do. So, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That's all I got for my random thoughts that I put in my phone.
Kind of an all over the place episode.
Yeah,
today, but
I mean, it is what it is.
That's usually what the shorties turn out to be.
it's not a bad thing.
But no, it's not a bad thing at all.
No.
Did you want to talk about the post that Matt posted on Facebook? Beast
I
Coast?
think Dan said he wanted to maybe
All right.
save that for
So
next week.
we'll talk about that next
We'll
week
leave
when
the
we get together.
listeners on a cliffhanger with that one.
Cliffhanger there.
Yeah.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
But no more hero cars, right?
Not that I can think of. Like I also keep going back to Gone in 60 Seconds when the night of that they're doing the heist.
Yeah.
Like that's one of my favorite. I think that's like a top 10 movie for me, I would say. I just like it. But when they're like breaking into the Ferrari dealership, like all the cars in there are like actually Ferraris and they're actually nice looking. Like nowadays obviously it's going to be CGI or AI whatever to produce all that stuff, but then like they go to I think it's the casino and they start that one car
The S-Class.
the S-Class, and then they have the one in the parking lot with like the flames coming out of the exhaust pipe. Like I feel like that movie they did a very good job with all the stuff they had in the heist, and they were all a little different because there was like the 4Runner Land Cruiser, whatever the heck they pulled out of someone's driveway, or the Escalade
the
that
Escalade
the kid got
out of it.
shot in. Like it was, I don't know, that one was really good in my opinion with all the different
It was
stuff.
an eclectic
Yes,
group of cars.
It was everything was a little bit different.
Yep. The opening scene where he's like, I got to get my tool.
Yep.
He goes to the trunk and grabs a brick.
Yep.
Throws it through the window.
It's awesome.
It's like, that ain't no tool. That's a goddamn brick.
And what, they take the Porsche? Wasn't that the first
just
one?
drives it right out.
Dude, right out of the window. Yeah.
Coming
It's on like the
sideways.
turntable
Yeah.
and he gets it to like the perfect spot and drives it out. Yeah. But no, I think they did a really good job with a lot of movies. I know they're not all hero cars technically, but like I guess just movie cars in general is what I'm thinking of.
No, but it's like you appreciate a movie like that just because of like how correct
Exactly.
a lot of it is.
Yeah.
Whereas like, I catch myself, like Sean always gets mad at me. Like we'll be watching something on like Netflix or something like that. And I'll be like, that's wrong.
Yep.
Like, wait a second. Oh, 2 different scenes, like different wheels, different trim level, like all these things that like you point out about stuff like that.
Yeah.
Why can't you just watch the movie?
That's not how that works.
No.
No, because it's like I noticed, like I appreciate when you watch a show and like it's consistent or it's correct or whatever it may be. It's just like one of those weird things that like you pick up on.
My girlfriend is an avid Gilmore Girls watcher, and like I might be in the room for every single episode.
I have watched Gilmore Girls through at least 3 times.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's a show
We're on the
I've
same
never
level.
watched it.
Dude, love it. So good. But it's a lot of 90s and early 2000s cars, so it's funny to watch it today. And I'm like, oh, that crisp 93 Accord that's parked there. Like all that stupid stuff where I'm like, yes, it's so good.
Yeah, and Fight Us.
Yeah.
Great show.
Yeah, grow up. Gilmore Girls is a great show.
No, just something, because it was 90s, right?
Yeah.
I was too busy trying to see some titties.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was too busy being 5.
yeah,
so-
exactly. I was getting out of high school.
No, I love that show.
Al
But,
was
yeah.
just curating his Mark II collection.
I was.
Right, yeah, he was just robbing parts off of Mark II's in the neighborhood.
Whoa.
Whoa, allegedly.
Whoa.
Where's the button?
Oh, man. Allegedly. Oh, I went too far.
Oh,
Allegedly.
There we go.
Took too long to get to it. It's going to take a minute to get used to
see,
this.
Ben, I
thing.
kept it calm.
I know.
Curating his Mark II collection. Ben just goes right for the throat.
Oh, I was
right
calling
for
him
it.
out for sure.
No. We talked about it when Doug was on.
Yeah.
We're like, you either went to the junkyard, you bought it from a friend, and that friend probably stole it.
Yep.
So
But-
there wasn't many places to get parts from in the 90s.
If it's stolen, it's not my problem.
Yep.
I didn't steal it. I don't know it's stolen.
I didn't know.
Yeah. Who cares?
But yeah, it was tough out there.
Yeah. The struggle.
The struggle was real.
Meanwhile, Granny's driving around in his two-door Golf with a door missing.
Literally.
Full blown door.
Yeah. She's pieced together donuts and steelies from other cars because the wheels are missing in the morning.
Imagine coming out to your car and your big doors are gone.
Oh, I'd be. Oh, my.
Both of them.
Dude, pissed.
Just gone.
What do you do?
Nothing. You're like, what the fuck? Do you drive to work because you have to?
I think so.
You know?
what are you gonna if you called out and you were like, hey, I can't make it in today because someone stole my doors? Your boss would be like, you're an idiot.
You couldn't send a picture back then.
Yeah, also true. Yeah. Like, hey, I'm gonna mail you a picture.
I'm gonna go get a disposable camera. I'm gonna take a picture of it. I'm gonna go
wait an hour,
and then I'll bring it into you.
Yeah, I'm gonna drive to work still without doors to let you know that I don't.
By the way, is your fax machine on? I'll send you the negative.
But imagine, like, I think I saw something too. Imagine having big doors and not really realizing it, and you need a door and you buy one from a junker and you get small doors. So you just like go to close them and they're 3 inches too short. Like I saw someone post that.
Yeah.
And it was
they got a 4-door. They got a front of a 4-door.
Oh yeah. It was the reel of the Mark 6 Golf that the guy bought a 4-door front door, and it was like fuck.
Imagine
it was the other way, and he hung it, went to slam it, and smoked the quarter.
Oh, and there's nothing you can do at that point, and it probably overhangs just enough to where we're like give a nice crease right after the pillar. Oh yeah, that'd be good.
Destroyed. Yeah. No, big doors were a thing. I bought mine from the junkyard. Went to the junkyard, spent $150, got big doors, went home, spray painted them black, gutted them, put all my shit in them, and threw them on the car. Driving around a black car with black spray painted doors.
Hell yeah. Yeah, big doors, big bumpers. I feel like that was
the thing. No, you didn't want them. You didn't want the Westy front end.
Yep.
You hucked those. Doug said it.
In the garbage.
Fucking hucked those things in the trash. Nobody wanted them.
Yep.
You take the aero grill off, hucked it in trash. You wanted rounds.
Imagine if we, and I feel like this is always too. Imagine if we knew what they would be worth. And like, you say that, but are you going to keep the Teos?
No,
it's like it's not going to be worth anything
because they were throwaway cars then, and that's a throwaway car now.
Yep.
It'll make it somebody will buy it down the line in 10 years, and it'll have 100K on it.
Yeah, 15 years, someone will be like, "Oh, I've got the LED adaptive headlights for sale out of a top." Like, and some 16-year-old kid will have an S with the regular headlights, and we'll want to try to figure out how to swap them in. And
then 10 years later, we're going to be drinking a Diet Coke out of the Teos when it gets crushed and turned into a soda can. That's what's going to happen. But no, it's just funny. I think I always think of that with like the older generation being like, yeah, we kept this, or like, hey, we just threw this away too. And it's like, is there a car of this day and age that's going to do that? Like, have we found one? Are we there?
I mean, we were throwing away parts that were straight up base model parts.
Yeah.
So like, you wouldn't keep a base model GTI bumper.
No.
You'd hold on to a Golf R bumper, but I don't know. I guess if it's rare, or it's a certain trim. But like, who's to say in 30 years? People are going to be looking for that specific bumper or those headlights.
But I think we'd probably have to go back to like episode 2 or 3. But like we were talking about how those cars that would be kind of those like collector. I mean, obviously like your mind goes to like modern day 911s and stuff. Like it's a 911, right? It's always going to have that sort of aura or awe factor that someone's going to want or whatever it may be. But everything today is being bought up by not even car collectors.
Yeah.
They're being bought up by just rich people that are buying them as investments and putting them in garages. And, you can't afford what you thought would be your, dream car or anything like that anymore because they just don't exist.
Yep. I mean, E30 M3s were 10K at one point.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
and that was expensive.
What do they even go for nowadays?
I mean, you could probably find one for 40.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't looked in a while. Probably going to be beat.
Yep.
It's going to have some high mileage, but I mean, realistically, you could probably find one for 60 all day.
Yeah. But then the other thing is so 10 years ago or whatever, 15 years ago, you buy one for 10K. Are you not going to drive it?
Yeah. It's a $10,000 car. Right? You're going to drive the shit out of it.
Yeah. And then is it worth anything after? Yeah. So it's like, I don't think I ever just want to buy something to let it sit.
Yeah. No. And I think that's what the difference was. I think back I would argue even 10 years ago, you were buying these cars because you wanted it and you wanted to drive it.
Yeah.
But now it's just, especially with COVID, everybody got those price hikes in mind. And now, there's still, there are still run of the mill cars. Like we were talking about, like All-Tracks. Mm-hmm. I sold mine right before the really big price hikes in All-Tracks. I mean, I had an SEL and I sold it for $22,700. Mm-hmm. If I held on to that car for 6 more months, I would have got $34,000 for it all day.
Wow.
People were selling them for sticker price with 40, 50,000 miles on them and everything like that because they were the last wagon. And if it was a manual one, forget it. And if it was green with brown, forget it. Like, it was just all that stuff. Yeah. But it's like, you know, I think a lot of cars have recovered from that COVID pricing.
Yeah, I can agree.
But I think that there were so many sales of other cars that were once attainable, but what people were getting for them during COVID.
Yeah.
Has not left.
The common cars.
I don't think it's going to leave.
The common cars plateaued back down to a reasonable price.
Yeah, they're still definitely inflated a little bit, but like
the older cars and the 911s, they haven't.
No,
they haven't recovered.
No. I would say COVID definitely brought a new quote standard for what you're paying for a vehicle, which sucks. But I don't know. The world's also changing every single day, so who knows? But everything's made a little bit cheaper too, and the prices don't change because of that. It's like, where are we cutting corners to keep the same price? Or are we cutting corners to then also raise the price?
I mean, obviously, me with always having new cars. I mean, you can get. I mean, we had 19 Tiguan, 21 Tiguan, 23 Tiguan, 25.
New every two.
But I mean, you could go from the 19 to the 21. Still early on in COVID, so there was probably still part supplies, you know, kind of sitting around. But you got into the 23, you could tell.
Yep.
Like,
just cheaper.
100%.
Oh, like
100%.
Like pre-COVID versus.
Oh, pre-COVID. Pre-COVID versus post-COVID. Yeah. You can, if you were in and out of new cars all the time, you can 100% tell the quality difference between the vehicles.
It's almost worth buying a 2020 or older if you're in the used car market. It's almost worth being like, hey, I'm just going to stick 2020
in my opinion,
older.
Stay away from 21, 22s, and even some 23s. Yeah. Arguably 22's the worst because that was right in the height of all of it. Yeah. I mean, you had cars with parts missing like they were stripping out like, you know, heated seats.
Yeah, say BMW had problems with that where they didn't have it, so you didn't get it.
Yep.
Yeah, like you would have like a credit of like $175 on your window sticker because you didn't have a power rear hatch or you didn't have. And they said that, oh, well, it's all there. You could have it retrofitted after. You can't.
No, it's funny. I don't deal enough with the new car market, even like between my job or myself. Like I don't see a lot of brand new cars. So it's funny to hear that too, because it's just not something that I was aware of that was really happening. So that is crazy. Two of my customers recently just got brand new Subarus, both of them, and they're not connected at all. They were like, I'm just going to go trade in my old vehicle for a brand new Subaru. And they showed up with them, and I'm like, it's actually not a bad car. It feels a little cheesy and a little chintzy. I drove both of them, but I'm like, I don't hate the idea of like, I wouldn't do it, but like leasing a brand new Subaru, I feel like you give it back before there's any potential issues and you're done. I'm like, it just feels like Subaru is one of those ones that like has maybe just kind of been very consistent with what they're doing and how they're doing it. And yeah, it was just a random thing that I just thought of, but I'd seen a couple of those brand new ones recently.
Yeah. So yeah, we can kill it. Yeah, we don't really have anything else going on. So I don't know when this will actually get posted. This might be next week. It might not. Me and Dan might record Thursday or Friday. Yep. So depending on what's going on.
This might just be a filler episode at some point. It might be. We might just hold this in the chamber for a random day. Who knows?
There's nothing like specific about it that it can't go any other time.
Nope.
So, but it could go Monday, and then me and Dan could post the other one the Monday after.
Yeah, that's true.
Whatever. We'll figure it out as we go.
Yeah.
So, you can listen to us on Spotify, Apple, YouTube, Amazon Music, Pocket Cast. You can follow us on Three Pedals Podcast, Car House. You can also follow us at Capone, Send It, Dan J. Pendleton, Jen Benson. And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.